It depends.
which
For example,
browser.
let's just say that you use Exchange for certain things, but in other things, for example, to manage your namespace, you may use Okta. But then they say, actually, no, we need you to use our version of Okta. It all becomes complicated. I think it's too complicated for a government to understand. So I think the general thing is, can we extend the definition of these basic rules that we've agreed to in other markets to include technology, and would we be better served? And I think for the most part, I do think it would be. It would better serve startups. It would better serve the folks that want to build.
How would that
products.
work in practicality, though? You would.
I think
have
what David
Office,
said.
they'd say, here's Teams, turn it on for $1 a person or something. Here's introductory price.
I think the combination of what David said and I said would do the trick, which is if you force these highly complicated licensing agreements to be transparent, it would not allow them to dump. And then the second thing is that all of that transfer pricing that goes into that license cost needs to sum up to the cost itself. Now, why is that important? You can learn about how they prevent this in healthcare. So let's take Pfizer, good example. Here's a company with $30 billion on the balance sheet, right? And Pfizer has a need still to subsidize all of the R&D of their drugs. And you would say, well, yeah, they have $30 billion, so they should just take the money off the balance sheet and do it. Why don't they do it? It's because the accounting laws and all of the complicated anti-competitive laws say, well, if you want to take this cash pile and use it over here, it goes from an asset liability item, 30 billion of cash, and all of a sudden I'm going to net it against your EPS.
All right, Chamath, I think,
my point is there's an actual cost for these companies to do this stuff, to bundle, to cross, to all of this stuff. And so what do? They go into the market. They ask startups to build stuff and then they buy it. That's the kind of market I think is better for us.
Yeah. Let's have that be the last word on this topic because we've been going for a while. But I'm glad you brought up Pfizer because this brings us to issue 2.
Oh, boy.
Which is, and I think we can show this clip.
Red meat for David.
Yeah. So Albert Bourla, who's the CEO of Pfizer, went to Davos last week, and he probably